We're here for our weekly women's basketball press conference with head coach Cleve Wright. Coach, the team split the games on the road last weekend. What were some of the keys to knocking off NKU, and what were some of the lessons learned from Morehead State?
Well, I mean, I think going with Northern, I thought we stepped on the floor, and I felt like we took advantage of some things on the defensive end that we were able to pressure the ball and to take them out of some of their offense, and then I felt like on the offensive end we were able to get some momentum. I felt like we could push the ball on them a little bit. Felt like we were aggressive and attacking, got the ball into the paint, whether it be off the bounce or getting it into an inside player, and so we really were able to show some toughness in there. I think it was a situation where we pretty much led the whole game, and were able to hold on. Actually, it wasn't even just holding on. I just felt like we kept playing every play. Didn't shoot the ball all that great. Shot it pretty well for being on the road. Morehead State came out, and it was right from the get-go. We on the first quarter, we struggled to rebound, so we gave them way too many possessions. Neither team was shooting it all that well, especially from the three. And then got into the fourth quarter, and just the weirdest fourth quarter, one of the weirdest fourth quarters I've ever seen. They got hot. I think they were shooting 25% from the three going into the third quarter. Then they went 4 for 4 from the three-point line, and they were able to get into the paint, into the scoring area on us. And those threes ended up being ones that they could really eye up and knock down. I will say this, that what we believed two of their main players that had been their leading scorers and even leading scorers last year, we shut them down. Actually, the top three, I believe. So they had two kids shoot 16 shots and one shot 14 shots, and unfortunately for us, they were able to knock down more of those, and we weren't able to put the ball in the basket. I think we shot 25% from the game. So I don't care how good a defense you play, if you're shooting 25% from the game, you're probably going to struggle on the road to win that game.
Kaela Brown has provided an offensive spark off the bench this season. Is this a role you envisioned for her this year, and how do you feel it's worked so far?
Well, I mean, you know what? I think we have some depth in our wing position right now that we can play a lot of people in that position, which allows us to play harder. And it's nice to have that depth. And Kaela has accepted that role for now. I'm not saying that's what it'll always be, but if you'll look, she also played the second most minutes. I think in every game that we've had, she's played the second most minutes. So I like it that Kaela's a leader, and she doesn't get caught up in whether she starts or not. She just wants to be on the floor and to help us and to contribute in any way that she can. I thought really the first two games she was very, very aggressive and assertive in her role. In the third game, I thought we were a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but it wasn't just Kaela, it was everybody. So, as far as that being her set role right now, we're still in preseason. I don't know that it's her set role. I think lineups can change from game to game. We are in a situation where, like I said, we have depth and we have competition in practice. So there could be many games that she ends up starting. But either way, I think she's not caught up in that. She just wants to be on the floor and contribute.
You have Cincinnati tomorrow for the annual Goals for Life game. First, can you preview what we can expect from the Bearcats?
I think Cincinnati's played well, and I know they didn't play as well against Indiana State in the fourth quarter, but I think they're a talented team. They have a really nice, several nice guards, but one in particular that's a senior for them. Owens has played well for them. She's very aggressive, very assertive. Can hit the outside shot, can put it on the floor. But we really have to be aware of her, and she's just doing a heck of a job. And then they have a young lady, a junior Johnson kid, who is just a rebounding machine. The whole team rebounds really well, but she's a rebounding machine. So we must keep them off the boards. That's going to be critical for us, and I know that's something they do very well. So we're certainly not going to keep them from getting an offensive rebound. We need to try to keep them from getting very many. So.
All right, we have the Goals for Life game tomorrow. It brings the Talawanda Middle School kids to this Miami for a morning of activities.
Yep.
Can you expand on an event and explain how important it is to work with the kids in the community?
Absolutely. I was excited about it, too. I think that's what happened to your question. I was excited about it. It's fun. It's so much fun to have the middle school students here. It's just nice to have that energy, that youth in the gym. They're excited to be here, so we're pumped about it. It's really an all-day event where, sixth grade actually has there's some educational parts to this. We'll start with eighth grade has a campus visit. They do a tour, through our admissions department. It's really, really, really good. The seventh grade has programming that they do on campus here, and then the sixth grade has a separate programming that most of theirs is back at the school, and then they come to the game also. So we're pumped about it. We've done some videos for that. They're going to be doing the students will be doing videos for our games, and they'll be participating in the games. They'll be on the floor. There'll be a lot of different things going on. So I hope and want our team to be able to take that energy on the floor, to be happy to be at home playing a game, and to use that to help us to play good defense and run the floor and do the things we need to do.
And finally, this weekend sees you head to the East Coast for the UNCW Hampton Inn Thanksgiving tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the challenges of this trip and playing on back-to-back days?
We will leave on Thanksgiving, so it's a little bit of a challenge. We'll have Thanksgiving together. Our players don't get a chance to be home at Thanksgiving, most of them, with their families. So they will either go with their teammates. I think we're having a few at our house, and a few will be at friends' house and so forth. So, but then on the road, that'll be the day before Thanksgiving. But we'll travel down on Thanksgiving and have our meal on the road together. And we're certainly used to it since we've had our first three games on the road. And so we'll be down there at UNC Wilmington. We'll get a chance to play a back-to-back Providence team, or start out with a LaSalle team and then a Providence team, and play them back-to-back. And with our depth, that's where our depth will be tested. It certainly tests your preparation. Also, you can prepare pretty well for that first game. The second game you can watch, but you don't get a whole lot of floor time for that preparation. So it can be very tournament-like, and you can see how your team can react. And see how get them a chance to work on their focus. And you got to be able to do, when it comes to tournament time, without actually practicing the actual movements or actions. You got to be able to mentally be able to do that, and maybe walk through it, and then still be able to apply that to a game when it comes live.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
Mike, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.